Anderson, welcome to Gruen. Ads love to make a big claim, like this one.
It's estimated that the average Australian scrolls the height of Mount Everest on their phone every month.
Mount Everest every month? I told you it was easy, Todd. But that's not even the weirdest thing in this ad. Belong makes its spokes thumb crawl through a blizzard. It's a thumb. It should hitchhike. And that's just the start. It climbs a mountain, chats with a yak, and even falls off a cliff. Or was it pushed? This is like an episode of Law and Order. Thumb, thumb. This thumbassador is a star. I've heard she's dating the Tui's tongue. Next, they're starting an OnlyHands. Belong pulls its thumb out for all sorts of campaigns, even searching for the thumb's celebrity twin, who is apparently Chris Thumbsworth. Sore thumb. And a Thor thumb, thank you. And for some reason, Belong filled that ad with other celebrity thumb puns, like Cardi T, Kylie Thanogue, and Lady Tha. Come on, Belong, you're not even trying. Where is Benedict Thumberbatch, Thumbledore, Thumfree Bear, Daryl Thummers, or the ABC reboot of Mother and Thumb? And if Belong had all these thumb puns, why name your thumb Thummy? I'd have gone with Wil Anderson. It's time to welcome our panel, Todd Sampson, Christina Avanti, Dee Madigan and Russell Halford. Every brand loves to promise the sky, but how do you sell air? That's the challenge that Dyson set themselves, and now they've produced this product called the Dyson Zone. I thought the Dyson Zone was when the vacuum just wants to be friends. This is a personal air purifier that comes with an ad that will make you gasp.
New York can be overwhelming. It's loud, it's dirty, it's busy. The more that you're able to stay in tune with yourself, the better. And clean air is a human right. It's not pollution, right? It's poison. But to ignore it, you just can't do that anymore. I'd love to talk to you to hear a little bit more about the technology involved in the Dyson Zone.
This product's about two things.
The Dyson Zone can block out unwanted noise and deliver high-quality audio while providing a stream of purified air whenever you need it.
Oh, man, I'd probably just move. But a lot of work went into making the Dyson Zone this weird.
6 years of engineering, 500 prototypes, and 30 years filtration expertise to make Dyson's first headphones with air purification. To understand human breathing, we created Frank, our programmable set of mechanical lungs, which enabled us to test the delivery of airflow required.
Should have gone with this music. Let me be frank, this looks so ridiculous. Dyson had to clarify it wasn't an April Fool's joke. Christina, how do you launch a face mask that's so on the nose?
You don't. To say it looks ridiculous is an understatement. It's a cross between a doomsday prepping device and, you know, Daft Punk dress-up, if such a thing exists. And I think the interesting thing is that whilst Dyson can move into air purification, I think that headphones are a leap too far. Maybe they had to go down that path for the noise cancellation function, so you didn't hear people laughing at you when you wore that thing. And I think that's where Dyson missed the trick. They didn't understand that the aesthetic and design credentials that they'd established in sort of vacuum cleaners don't necessarily translate into other categories. You know, I use my stick vacuum at home in the privacy of my own home. but I wear headphones. You know, headphones are consumer wearables. They're something that you wear in public. They're publicly consumed. You need some street or fashion cred to pull it off. Apple, Dr. Dre, they have those cool points to, you know, to carry it off. Dyson doesn't. Even the thought of wearing headphones from Dyson makes me think I'm going to have this Hoover on my head. And the visor just takes it to the next level.
I can see the need. Right, so last year in the UK, they recommended not exercising outside because there's so much pollution that it would be dangerous. So I could imagine as an innovation company them going, okay, I see the need, I see a problem here, and we're very good at some of this technology, so let's do it. But when it comes to things that you wear externally, looks and the emotion is more important than the rational use of it. So the embarrassment of having it on far outweighs the small percentage of purification that you're going to get from the device.
Not really. It won't take long. It won't take, I mean, because I think Dyson, yeah.
Come on, shut up. People wouldn't even wear an N95 mask when there was COVID in the community.
Yeah, but plenty of people...
But they're going to whack this on? There'll be guys wearing them around their chin?
Yeah, plenty of people will. But just think the first time you saw someone on a mobile phone, the first time you saw someone on a mobile phone, you know, on a train or a tram or a bus, the first time you saw earbuds, the earbuds that were cordless, or the first time you see things like this, it is, you go, well, what the hell's going on there? I don't think it takes very long for people to just get used to it. In particular, if it is proving to be useful. You know, we're very lucky in that, you know, people aren't recommending that we shouldn't go for a run. We live in a very fortunate, you know, part of the world. There are other parts of the world which aren't so fortunate, and it might prove to be an absolute godsend for those individuals. And I think the Dyson thing gives it the cred.
And in fact, this is where Dyson does very well as well. Firstly, they released it in China, where air quality is a thing. But what they also do is they release studies. They had like the Dyson World Dust Global Study of 2023. So all of a sudden these stories appear in the news just as the products come out as well. So they're really sort of selling the problem and then the solution as well. And I think you're right. I think there will come a time when that will not look that weird.
No.
No.
That time's not coming.
Dyson has a long history of technological innovation, from the first ever bagless vacuum cleaner to these odd-looking urinals. And when smoke from wildfires coated New York City, suddenly Dyson's own spruikers sounded more reasonable.
The NO2 concentration in the air around me is definitely higher than when I was testing these before the wildfires.
What? And the brand is not above failure. Dyson has abandoned ship before cancelling a nearly $1 billion electric car. Do they want to sell headphones or just brand Dyson?
Brand Dyson. So it was about 15 years ago, LG released a whole ad campaign on these internet fridges, right? And they were $20,000. They only sold 7 of them. Not the point. What it did do was sell 1 million other LG products because it said that they were technologically advanced. And this is where Dyson gets it so well. So James Dyson, the founder of the company, said, the stranger and riskier, the better. So if you have a company with that as your ethos, imagine the kind of inventors and engineers you attract, like the best in the world, because you think that is the company I want to work for. So in a sense, they're strengthening their brand from the inside out by creating these products, and not all of them will work, and that almost doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, they are the Apple of home tech, and what they do well is vacuum cleaners, obviously, and they estimate that nearly 70% of their products are sold by recommendation. So it's people endorsing them online. So as an inventive company, I think that creating products is a good thing. And he says, which he's gone public in saying, I don't believe in branding. I think branding is an old concept. It's not useful. I am as good as my last product. But that means you're going to get a lot wrong. You're going to swing and miss. And he's willing to do that.
It's interesting, though, what they do well is air. Yeah, and they've built an amazing global business off the back of air. They've built a business off the back of us all going in and using this insane... Like, it was hopeless for all of our life. Press that stupid silver button and nothing happens. And all of a sudden, you had something that worked, that we all used. It was branded Dyson. So all of a sudden, you're creating a global brand off that innovation. And I think what's interesting with the car is, well, what's that got to do with air? So Dyson, I suppose, to a point, they can innovate around air, which is why I think they can innovate around a face mask and why I think it will work. Whereas car, maybe that is just too much of a stretch.
While Dyson pushes data, Philips wants you in your feelings with a campaign that aims to take your breath away.
Mom, Dad, I want to tell you something.
Mum, Dad, I want to tell you something. I am not Adam Hills. I'm sorry. I've been lying to you. My favourite part of that ad is the air purifier watching from the background of every shot. But I think we can make it creepier.
Mom, Dad, there's something I've been meaning to tell you.
Much better. Now, let me take a deep breath before asking this. Todd, will we buy an air purifier as part of the family?
It never ceases to amaze me what we can appropriate for a sale. Air. So, I mean, the awkwardness of the purifier in the room, to me, is a demonstration of the awkwardness of the idea in and of itself. The idea that this company could own those special moments and try and kind of brand them around their ability to purify. It is such a long advertising bow that they've made that it just seems ridiculous to me. What I do like about it, though, is I like the idea that it's not all about air is bad or pollution, it's all negative. They're saying air is important. I just think it's irrelevant to that sort of offering. So,
they haven't really said why air is important. And I know with COVID we're a little bit more educated about the need for it, but I still reckon in your family home, I mean, apart from the fact that I hate every single thing about that stupid ad, it also doesn't really sell me on the need for the product as well. Like, it fails on 100 levels.
No, I think the interesting thing about it is they were trying to sort of push against the sort of impending apocalypse that the category sort of preys on, that there's going to be another COVID or Ebola wave, and take it to another place, this emotional high ground. And so they went to this place of, you know, the times where you take that sort of deep conscious breath, where there's this clearing of the air. And so you get this mishmash of hot and cold moments, you know, the big announcement at the family lunch and the audition and that kind of thing, with this giant one-eyed cyclops, you know, cooling, heating, purifying and judging. And I think the thing is, if you want to be part of family...
Sorry, you've lost me on one-eyed cyclops.
Well, that's what it looks like.
I'm not sure we can say one-eyed cyclops at this time on the ABC.
OK, all right.
Mark Taylor is Australia's favourite living Test cricket captain, if you don't include Steve Waugh. Or Alan Border. Or Cummins, Ponting, Laurie, Clark, Smith, Chappell and the other Chappell. But to air conditioner brand Fujitsu, he's a, what's the term?
An overpaid brand ambassador.
Correct. For years now, Fujitsu has been stumping up for Mark Taylor to appear in ads like this.
Imagine $1 million.
And one lucky Fujitsu customer will win it.
Oh my God, Mark Taylor is tiny. Tiny Tubby Taylor. There's even an itsy-bitsy teeny-weeny Taylor on my Mac machining.
How would you like to have fully ducted air conditioning in your home? Easy. Jump onto the Fujitsu General website.
Oh, that explains why he sent me this email. It's just one L, technically, but this year, Taylor and Fujitsu are marking a long partnership.
Looking back over the years, we've had a lot of fun, and boy, have things really changed. But some things have stayed the same.
Don't get caught, get a Fujitsu. It's Australia's favourite air.
More and more people are still coming home to Fujitsu comfort. And after 25 years, I'm still coming home to my Fujitsu comfort.
Sitting at home watching ads, that's my vision of hell. Russell, does Fujitsu really expect us to feel nostalgia for an air conditioner?
When Mark Taylor started advertising Fujitsu 25 years ago, the advertising industry was, oh my God, it's so lazy, you know, and if you get celebrity, if you get people like sports people, it's just going to pirate the brand, which is, in other words, it's going to be all about the celebrity, not about the brand. But what they've done is they've stuck at it for 25 years. And in the end, they can run advertising with Mark Taylor in it and it will work. And what I think the advertising business has forgotten, sometimes it's actually really easy to do ads. You just get someone like Mark Taylor to talk about your product and you stick with them for a long time and it works.
I don't think nostalgia's a good way to sell technology. I think in the old days it was because you bought technology and you want it to be long-lasting, but now you don't want it to be long-lasting, you want it to be the latest. And I feel like people also understand the supply chains better now and understand they all kind of come from the same place. So you want something that's new, not something that's Mark Taylor.
Yeah, but it's only an air conditioner. Right, it's just, and you need a reason to advertise, and you're going to advertise it in summer because you relate him to summer, and then you sponsor the cricket and you get him in there. It's just really simple. It's a really simple advertising model that we all mock, but 25 years down the track, it still works.
Yeah. Panasonic used to sell air conditioning by grossing us out. Now it claims that allergies are nothing to sneeze at.
Sophie loves little furry animals. Most of the time. But her allergies stop her from being able to get too close to them. With Panasonic's allergen and odour-inhibiting technology, which tackles pets' allergies and keeps the home smelling fresh, little Tigger can now stay.
OK, wait, what happened to the other 13 cats? She must have purified them. D, is attacking allergies a better offer?
Look, I don't mind this. And the reality is a whole lot of people in COVID bought pets and have subsequently found out they're allergic to them. And I like the idea of the cat lady because it's a funny meme, but I feel like it could have been really subversive. She could have, been burying her cats or getting rid of them. Something interesting. So they've sold the product benefit, which is not sneezing, but haven't really taken it to an emotional space that I think they need it.
They slipped in a little weasel word, though, tackles allergies, because these things don't necessarily cure that in any way, shape or form, but they can't come out and make a claim that, you get this and you suddenly will have no allergies in your house. So they had to slip a bit of a weasel in there just to cover themselves.
It's definitely going to work. This definitely works. Yep. They're going to have to make sure they get the point of sale right, though, aren't they? Because, you see the ad, it does solve a problem. Lots of people have got this problem. They'll say, yeah, I need a piece of that, but then you'll go to JB Hi-Fi and somehow you've got to connect what I've seen on the telly with what I'm seeing on the shelves, because what I'm seeing on the shelves is a lot of white boxes.
Are you suggesting they should release cats?
Sure.
Because I personally think that if I went to JB Hi-Fi and there was a bunch of cats, I'd be like, oh, it's from that ad.
Yeah, but what you would do is you put cats on the box.
Or you partner with the RSPCA and say you get one of these for every cat you adopt.
Or buy the Dyson mask and sit with all your cats.
All good ideas. More than 2 billion people worldwide eat insects. It's time for Australians to take our love of backyard cricket to a new level. This week we're handing over the pitch to the young bloods to make bugs the new food craze. Here's the first pitch.
If Aussies aren't keen on the idea of eating insects, we thought they might like what's inside them instead.
So we put them in a trusted form that Aussies can't resist. Enjoy!
As dairy farmers, we know a thing or two about milk. That's why we're giving these guys the day off and making something a bit different. With half the water, half the gas, and more calcium than regular milk, we've come up with a new alternative. Same green pastures, same rich nutrients, same great taste. Made daily from the nutrient-rich source of real Australian insects. For milk that's 37% more mighty, switch to Mighty Milk.
Right. Well, you've convinced me. Now, here's the second pitch.
Whether we like it or not, even natural food has been marketed to us. We don't eat baby cow, gross. We eat veal, yum. So to make bugs the new craze food, we knew it was time for a rebrand, to give them the deliciously appetizing name they deserve. Bon appetit!
Tonight's specials. We have freshly shucked ocean phlegm served by the dozen with a highly acidic onion dressing. That's followed by a hot pig's flesh, marinated for 12 hours, shredded in its own juices, and served with a blistered skin and greens. And then fresh in this morning, we have the rosy cheeks of a baby cow. Now that's grass-fed, but for only 16 weeks. So you can really taste the underdeveloped prefrontal lobe. Just the cheese board, thanks. Ah, yes, the platter of acidified and mouldy milk curds. Very good, madam.
Actually, what are they having?
That is our bougie ragout, and that's served on a house-made tagliatelle.
Food sounds weird until you give it a name. Try something a bit more bougie. The insect cider.
Wow, you have convinced me. Let's see what our panel thinks. Todd, both great, I thought. Which one did you prefer?
Yeah, I thought they were both well crafted. I thought the second one was written beautifully, and they really had me at bug appetit. So,
Christina, what about you? Which did you prefer?
I mean, they were both really good, but I just think pasta al bouget is like magnificent. I think that's a great insight, number 2.
Dee, what about you?
Look, I liked them both. I wish that number 1 had shown where the milk comes from. I'm assuming that the insects don't have boobies. But I just love that farmer and the way he talked and that. So I would go with number 1.
Russell, what about you, mate?
One's really well made, number 1.
Yeah, great. But you know what I like? They were both fantastic. So here's what we're going to do. Congratulations, New South Wales and Victoria. We'll send this in snail mail. 50 years ago, Aussie audiences were first introduced to the Solo Man. Now, like many 50-year-olds, Solo has turned to alcohol to ease the pain by introducing a new alcoholic product called Hard Solo. Low on fizz, so you can get slammed fast. Opponents of the drink crushed the can, claiming Hard Solo appealed to children, while others left glowing reviews like, failed RBT because the taste is indistinguishable. We're used to alcoholic drinks going sober. Russell, will an alcoholic soft drink get drunk?
I can't believe they've done this. I really cannot believe that a soft drink brand has decided that they are going to move into the alcohol business. It is... I can't even tell you how angry it makes me. They are fools for doing it. And they need to stop doing it immediately. This is a brand... No, I'm serious about it.
No, I get that you're serious about it.
No, because if you're if you're in the alcohol business, stay in the alcohol business. And if you're in the soft drink business, you must not blur that line.
Oh, what about cruisers? You don't think that's blurring the line?
No, cruiser started off as alcohol, right? So for me, it's very different. So you're sitting around a boardroom table and you're saying, we've got a brand that has been attractive to teenagers, for 50 years. What we're going to do now is we're going to whack some alcohol in it. It is seriously not on.
Yeah, in this case, I 100% agree with Russell. I think I've spent many years, careful of skeletons in your closet. I spent many years advertising Bundaberg rum. And we did Drop Bear, we did, Bundy on the urinal, and we did all of those. And then I remember we did this research, the university did this research in Sydney, and they found that 2/3 of children in primary school associate that bear with alcohol, that kids in primary school are connected to the drink itself. And so I think that we need to protect children when it comes to alcohol, full stop. And there is no need to do that, because what we do know, what the research says is if a child
By the way, Russ, can I just say this?
I'm with you.
He's agreeing with you.
Yep.
So don't interrupt the guy when he's agreeing with you. You're so used to arguing with him. You said something, he said, I agree, and built on it, and you were going, but. No, but.
But it's not...
You don't have to disagree. Because ironically, the thing that joined you two together was Solo. I don't get it.
Now, the interesting thing about Solo, though, is that he actually used to play alcohol cues and beer cues, right? Like, he used to talk about, you know, when you work it hard, to be a Solo man, you know, crack open a Solo hard-earned thirst. It was the VB of soft drinks. But I think to everyone's point, it doesn't work in reverse because it can be a little bit irresponsible. The only saving grace, I think, here is, you know, if I think about an older teen bringing a 20-pack of hard Solo to a party, I'm not sure it's going to go down well. I think it lacks social cred, and it might give new meaning to the word solo.
But this is the bit which I just find so... I'm flabbergasted by it, because you're right. The brand spent 50 years pretending to be a beer. It basically, and that was the marketing trick. That was the advertising trick that everyone knew. And so somewhere along the line, there's been a PowerPoint presentation where it says, "Hey, guess what? People think that this is it's got all these alcohol cues. So let's put alcohol in it." And no one around that table is brave enough to say, that is a really stupid idea.
Yeah. The strangest Solo stunt was this tasteful campaign when it tried to sell as an energy drink.
New Solo Strong with the unbeatable combo of Solo and Guarana. You'll be 1.5 times the man.
That is so bad.
Wow, you should see the version where they're both hard. Amazon is bigger than ever. The company, not the forest, which is smaller than ever. But now, Amazon has a new challenger, Temu, the Chinese shopping giant with a name that sounds like an island nation where we'd imprison asylum seekers. It's now the fastest growing online retailer, reaching 9.2 million Aussies in June alone. Its ads look like this.
I like it. Yep, it's mine. The prices blow my mind. I feel so rich. Oh yeah. I feel like a billionaire. I'm shopping like a billionaire. Okay. I'm shopping like a billionaire. Let's go. I'm shopping like a billionaire. I get it straight from the makers. I'm shopping like a billionaire.
Download the Temu app and shop like a billionaire.
Okay, firstly, I'm worried this bird is costing her thousands. But I love that line, shop like a billionaire. What do billionaires buy? Apparently, it's these $5 wigs. That's literally a small price to pay. So, you know what? Sometimes you're wrong and we're right. That's a small price to pay.
Yeah.
$4.99 wig, a small price to... Christina, why pick that tagline?
Okay, so to state the obvious, what they're saying is that you can shop with carefree abandon, on impulse, without giving it a second thought. It's a little bit like shopping like Elon, really. For me, it's actually more like shopping like a high roller, in that it's a bit of a gamble. It's quite gamified. There are actually roulette wheels there that you can unlock sort of discounts, and she's feverishly tapping away. And because of that, it's a little bit like a retail theme park. You know, part dollar shop meets poker machine. Everything about it is kind of addictive, even that insidiously catchy tune like, you know, I feel rich, which is horribly unsubtle. I think what's also interesting about Temu is the way it sort of colours your world orange. It's trying to brand everything from sort of desktop to doorstep. It's trying to brand that box so it stands apart from the Amazon brown. It's also trying to brand that unboxing moment in social media to create this sort of breadcrumb trail back to brand. And so you get this sense that your social media feed is awash with Temu. I absolutely hate it, but it is smart.
Yeah, it's amazing how they're able to undercut Amazon so well with this kind of get it now, cheap, fast fashion, fast technology. And their model is clever. They refer to it as reverse manufacturing, so they don't own anything. So all they're doing is connecting you, the supplier, with the customer. And all they own is the delivery process. That's it. And that's how they keep these prices extremely low for branded products that you would normally get, that you can get them there at 40%. It's very addictive for kids because everything just seems like such a little amount of money. And I know, having two teenage girls, that that little seems like a little bit and then adds up to a lot eventually.
What they're doing is they're loss leading. They reckon they're losing around $30 on each delivery at the moment to try to undercut Amazon. But what they're doing is they're going to the sellers and saying, no, you need to lower your prices.
For me, it's the new wave of mass media and the opportunity it creates to buy a wig for $5, right? It is literally driving down the cost for the consumer.
Would you say if you could buy a wig for $5, that would be a small price to pay?
I'd say that's a cracking joke, Will.
And of course, the other thing to remember is it is a Chinese-owned company. There is no such thing as a private company in China. So all your data is accessible by the Chinese government.
Yeah, I'm all for giving it to Amazon and Bezos, but this is going to create a generation of, compulsive buying disorder. And the thing is, those prices will go up over time. So, more and more debt and that kind of thing.
And landfill.
And landfill. Oof.
You know what? They've actually got a button on the thing that you can press and they just chuck it straight in the landfill. Yeah. You don't even have to...
Yes.
It's actually pretty good. I was on there shopping. I actually picked up 20 submarines for the Australian government real cheap. So, that'll be arriving soon. You probably haven't noticed, but we're in the middle of a cost of living crisis. Despite this, Temu's social media features hundreds of these haul videos where influencers unpack huge amounts of crap in a consumerist lucky dip.
This one's from Temu. What in the what? Right off the bat, we got a new addition to my car. Hexagon lights for my gaming setup. What? Is this real?
Sadly, it is. But my favourite bulk buyers are these two.
Temu has arrived.
That's what I received when I ordered Annabelle Crab and Lee Sales on Temu. Do we want to buy bullshit in bulk?
The answer is yes, particularly young people. I mean, it's been well studied now. We know retail therapy is real. So when you're shopping for something and you find something you like, a part of your brain lights up. It gives you pleasure. When you're shopping for something, you find something you like that's a bargain, it lights up even more because, and that lighting up can override a lot of rational decision-making. And when you buy things in bulk, you feel even better. So in many ways, the way they've gamified this is clever brain science, and using the curiosity of the don't know what you're going to get, plays on your mind, hooks you into them, all the bright colors. It's like a casino, shopping within a casino.
What I find really interesting about it is the network effects that Temu deploy, right? They incentivise absolutely everyone. They incentivise you to buy. They incentivise you to group buy. So people will be recruiting strangers so they can unlock group discounts. They incentivise you to upload your videos and your unboxing videos. They incentivise you to watch. So within those videos are personal codes that are embedded, and the uploader gets a bit of a reward, so does the viewer. And so you get this group buying effect that is just, it's unavoidable for it to sort of get into your news feed and your social feed. What this becomes is a living, breathing catalogue.
And you're carrying that very sophisticated shopping mall in your pocket. So for kids, it's nearly irresistible.
So I signed up to a couple of days ago just because I wanted to see what it was like. Firstly, I said to my 13-year-old, I said, have you heard of this? She said, oh, yes, I've got it on my phone. I've got a whole trolley full. Can I buy it? And it was just, it was just like... But then since I've signed up and I did buy some stuff, I've had something like 20 different emails from them. Click this, unlock this, and it is like a poker. You click it and it spins and it's 45% off, but you have to buy in the next 15 minutes. And part of me was almost like, oh, what a good deal. And then it's like, no, like you really have to give yourself a good talking to.
It's such a genius end line, really, isn't it? It's so obvious. Shop like a billionaire, and yet you can see how that's working. I like thinking about, so if the the definition for marketing, creating needs and wants. And it's almost like Amazon. Amazon is now just sort of in the needs business. So, you know, stuff that you need. And this is just the stuff that I might want, that I'll desire. And they're creating this huge energy around wants and the want to live large. I just go, wow, there you go.
You're not meant to
another model. Yeah.
Everyone wants to shop like a billionaire until you see what billionaires actually waste their money on. So we made this.
I feel so rich, yeah. I feel like a billionaire. I'm shopping like a billionaire. I'm shopping like a billionaire. Let's go. I'm shopping like a billionaire.
Download the Temu app and
So we have time for tonight. Please thank our panel, Russell Howcroft, Dee Madigan, Christina Aventi and Todd Sampson. We'll leave you with a sneak peek at our own filtration system. See you next week.
Advertising can be overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Introducing the Gruen Zone. The Gruen Zone blocks 3 of your 5 human senses, making sure you don't breathe in any advertising bullshit. But we don't settle for less than perfection, so we've added the Gruen Zone blindfold, so you can't see how stupid you look. The Gruen Zone blocks sound, smell, touch and sight. But what about taste? Don't worry, if you bought one of these, you never had taste.